I agree. So this is the way which I do, because I can't spend more money. I can just spend the money for about 10 feet of pipe. I fix a connection. I tell them take.
I think
because this is a way which is the bad way of doing the job.
I think Brigadier Sahab, you are using a very good excuses of squatter settlement.
Yes.
Now we should talk about the settlement.
Yes.
The North was Federal Bureau Defense. Are you guaranteed the tap water is safe there?
No.
No.
So who is responsible for it?
No. I'll just. I'm responsible for this. Yes, but also the community is also responsible for this at the same time. The lines, the government or the system has to be revived and done. I'll just give you an example. I have gotten assets of 26 billion rupees. If I talk about the number of pipelines and
the pumping facilities, etc.,
okay.
etc. Yes.
And if I go by just a common standards, engineering standards, so I should spend around 3 to 5% of this total asset value on the operation and maintenance of this, which comes to around 1.2 billion rupees per year. If I spent on this system, then this system would strengthen itself, would work, and it will continue.
You mean, what about the new pipelines?
So that's what I'm saying.
Replacing of the new pipelines.
So that's what it means, replacing and
updating
and taking out the damaged pipelines. So all O&M. So 1.34 billion, whereas I have spent just 226 million.
So you're way short.
So and this is what has been the procedure for the last 4 or 5 years.
So
because
it's showing.
It's showing that the system has to.
The weaknesses
are there because what used to happen was.
Now why do you only spend that much?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Kamar Sahab has been knowing it. So the KDA used to give a subsidy. I'm saying subsidy is a wrong word, but you can say they used to give some sort of charges for the Kachi Badis to water board in form of conservation or something like that. Now they are giving. They used to give us around from 2 to 10% of the total revenue, which used to come to about 200 to 250 million per year. But that was done right up to 1999. But after this devolution, this thing has stopped. So we were left with nothing basically.
Have you formally requested?
Yes, we have been requesting them. And I will tell you, sir, the sore point of it. Wasa Lahore is half of my strength. I have got 1.4 million consumers. They have just got 500,000 consumers.
So they're not even half.
Okay. They are getting 348 million rupees per year, 42% of the property tax established by the city government. And I say that if they are 1/3 of my strength and they are getting a subsidy besides their own income, because if I am giving water to the poor, somebody has to pay it to me.
Right.
Whether it's the city government should pay it to me or the government of Sindh should pay it to me. Somebody should pay, or the government of Pakistan should pay. Only then this department will survive. Because I am producing this water in Dabeji, or I'm throwing this water through all those pumps, right up to the people's house, and those Kachi Badis, 40% of them are not paying. So where should I go and whom should I request
I think, you've got the man here to request it from.
Yes, I would be requesting it. Obviously, sir.
But we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away. Welcome back. So Mr. Kanwar Khalid Yunus, Karachi needs federal funding, it looks like. I mean, Brigadier Sahab has made an appeal for funding. Now, to use the President's favorite expression, and you're coalition partners now, so he says things should be done on a war footing, where here you have an army man. So we've got the brigadier in place, now he needs the money to get the work done.
Definitely we would, General Saab case would be, we would plead not even in the National Assembly, also in the provincial and in this incoming city government. But the problem would remain that, as I said, the city is divided into so many agencies, so many independent agencies, I would say. Like we have a KPT, we have civil aviation.
No, we've got hundreds, but what are you going to do to get in the funds?
But the thing is that how you are going to, but I suggest that there should be a somewhat an institution which not only should look toward this encroachment, which you just said that they are sitting right over the pipelines, the major pipelines. We also need this funding from the provincial or the federal side to change the pipelines, because it's a big alarming. But I'll assure you that I will plead your case.
But sir, besides
we want the funds.
thank you very much. Besides the changing of the pipelines, I would like that the funding should be done to restructure water boards. That is to strengthen this as an institution.
As an institution.
Institutionalize, put systems in place.
Just to put the system in place, because if we keep on putting this money into the pipes, I tell you we will be losing more, because we have to put, my personal views, because I will and this is what I will appreciate and I will like to communicate to you, that is the present government under the leadership of the Dr. Ashrulabad, the Honorable Governor, he has set on this route, and we have already made a very good presentation to him about how to restructure water board, and he was also of the view we need not fix the pipes at this moment. We should fix firstly the institution which fixes the pipes. So this is also a very important point which I would like to share with you, because as a consumer I am sure you will not be happy with my performance or my department's performance. And,
not at all.
And not at all. And this is true. And this is true.
Absolutely.
Because I know it that one of our fault is that we just pump the water and we just don't control the water. The water is just flowing into pipelines.
But Brigadier Sahib, here I would, in last 2-3 years I am seeing this thing, that now I remember I live in North Nazimabad. My constituency is also in North Nazimabad, and there are a lot of complaint I heard from the people coming. They say that just the area councillor take a hole from the big pipeline and made a toward that Kachi Abadi or where it is. So, but here I found that water board is now has been constrained by certain reasons, and this is sort of a free for all in those areas.
Yes, sir. Basically, because
how this problem is going to solve?
Because why did it happen? I think I am not against devolution, or we are now against the spirit of devolution. It happened because of the slightly wrong decision making at one end. That is probably all the UC Nazim and the town Nazim, they thought that this is their property now, and they thought that first of all they created an havoc that the staff of KWSP is not responding. So, and they are corrupt. So first of all they created that picture, and once they were able to create that picture very well, they then took over the responsibility at places where they were also being provided. They were provided funds by the city government to carry out these water supply and sewerage network works. This is where the things went wrong, because I remember the town Nazim of Gulshan Akbar, Mr. Abdul Wahab, from the party, he, while giving a presentation to the city Nazim, he very categorically said that probably this was a decision which was made, and this decision has not been fruitful, because you are very right that there are certain UC Nazim, without knowing what has happened to the whole system, they forced their through in and took their water to the...
And here I want to add the tragedy of this Landi, where
is one of those.
Is one of those.
Yes,
because right. the Nazim of that area just simply
took that.
Make a hole out of that pipeline.
But so we know
right
that we can't let the politicians or the non-political Nazims, as they're called, run the show.
No. It's not.
The actual pipeline should be controlled and laid and
Professionally.
controlled professionally and by the board.
It is not that the politician or that. It is basically it was because this is the first time that this devolution process
But it is a political thing also. If you're supplying water to your constituents,
yes,
it's a political thing.
But it is the first time this devolution process has started. Right. I don't blame them purely. Maybe it is.
It's a vote-seeking exercise.
It is both. Yeah. It is.
But I want to move a little bit from Karachi, because the statistics in this country are frightening. 90% of the population of Pakistan suffer from waterborne diseases.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And which means that while there are occasional instances where you have contamination of the kind you've had in Landi and in Hyderabad and Jamshedpur and all these, which is so bad that people die. That's an immediate result of contamination. But what about the slow deaths, especially amongst children, where you have someone who has dysentery or has diarrhea, cholera,
skin diseases, and these children grow up sick. They are sick. They will never grow into healthy adults, because their basic foundation is